competition in the swimming because she was so good. After Robert had shaved her hair, of course, and got into trouble. And Robert was dead a couple of weeks later on St Patrick's Day. That's a fortnight, isn't it, from the 12 days, I guess, from the... Anyway, it wasn't your birthday, but it was about your birthday, because I know that was the last day I smoked. I was at a family reunion, and all of these things happened at the same time, and then we got home and Robert died. 2 days before the election, so that year the election must have been on the 19th of March, and I won it.
Yeah, right. Well done.
And then I went and saw Keith Stuckey and said, when are you going to have the first meeting? He said, why? We've got to have it all. And I said, look, my nephew died 2 days ago. He said, you've still been campaigning? And I said, I just went on the automatic pilot, I have to. I said, I'll do the crying later. Anyway, you and I, was Josh a baby? 88? It's been 2, eh? He went.
Yeah, right.
Went on the train. And you didn't notice I'd stopped smoking until we went in the train and we went in the smoking section.
You didn't tell anyone you'd stopped.
I got people that notice. I don't even think you have to tell people things like that. Beverly Hammond asked, I thought if your dog was dead you should tell her.
I've never seen Sarah have a smoke ever. Some people you just don't see them smoke.
Oh.
So the lymph is not only filled with the gunk from the drugs, but it's also filled with the emotional fear, you know, the fear and all that gear as well. Cortisol, adrenaline, noradrenaline.
I don't think, look, Carmel came home and did a good job in a lot of things, but all people are disruptive.
Yeah.
And I suppose you've got to bear in mind that even if the second lot of anaesthetic was only
What, 2 months after the one in November or December?
yes, it was one lot was proper putting out of you, and the next one was what they called twilight, but was still putting out of you.
Absolutely.
What did that do?
Yeah, just a message.
Oh.
Poor little scalp.
I was surprised more than anything. Carmel thought it might have been because she'd done something for Tony or Margie, but if they'd hurt me at the time, I'd have complained, and they didn't.
I think they know hurting you is just a part of it, so they try to have their...
I mean, if they had have said, hair loss will hurt them, but none of my sisters or anybody else has told me that the head was sore. Some of them said it was cold.
Yeah, right.
That's why I've been...
Well, my thought was that it's summer, so it'll have grown back by winter, won't it? Or are you thinking if you have lots more chemo, it'll stay falling out?
Michelle Beattie has now... I don't suppose last year, you and I might have seen her the same time, but last time. But she had, and you couldn't tell how long it was, could you? Because Michelle had straight hair, and all of a sudden she'd got hair that looked about that long, but it was curly as shit. So it might have really been that long. But she's got to be 18 months on from when she had her first lot, something like that. And when Mary Thomas had her hair shaved off, that was March, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and it did get cold.
Yeah.
That's Sydney though.
Weird, eh? But having never had no hair on my head, I can't quite imagine.
Well, I had no hair on my head. First, I went to school for 3 days once in Lyandal. Phyllis Newby used to take me when I had maybe Mari, Monica and Trees Main, or some of us were all staying with Grandma. Joan must have been at boarding school because she didn't come. But I went to school for 3 days with Phyllis Newby, and then Mum came back from whatever she had to do in, I presume she had some procedure, something she had to go to Charleville for anyway, and she came back and took us back home to her way, I guess. And the next time I went to school was just after we had ringworms, so the easiest way to get any ringworms that might be on your head is to shave your head, especially if you live in the bush and no one ever sees you. So Mari and I had ringworms in her hair, so we got shaved. Monica and Trees didn't have ringworms, if they did. Their hair was so fine you could find them anyway, and blonde.
Mm.
But they wanted nice hairdos like Mari and I, so Mum shaved their heads as well, just because they wanted it like that. Well, I didn't bloody run it.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it because I went to school. You imagine going to a Catholic convent all in uniforms, then a couple of kids turn up. Joan must have been boarding there, I guess. Well, she already had the uniforms from when she did board there. And I think, anyway, we had bald heads and no uniforms, so you know how we stood out. Like dogs' balls, I guess. And Mari and I both lisped as well.
Excellent.
So if you're going to stand out, have a shaved head, don't have a uniform, lisp.
All you needed was big fat glasses as well.
Didn't get them till a couple of years later. But I've tried that one too, being the only 4 eyes in the school. Not that I've tried it out of fun.
Yeah.
I get a fair idea of what it's like to be different.
Yeah, right. The liver and kidneys are still struggling getting rid of the bone marrow drug, so there must be something about
what?
it. The bone marrow drug. So the liver and kidneys.
Bone marrow drug?
Mm.
Why?
Don't know. Like, I don't know what it is that they use to stimulate the bone marrow. Anyway, we just need to stimulate the liver and kidneys.
I can ring you up and tell you if you want me to. I'd have to spell it. I wouldn't have the hide to tell you.
For now, we'll just stimulate the liver and kidneys, help them get rid of it. But the immune system wasn't recognising it properly either.
Oh, is that why it'd be so rooted?
Well, because if your body doesn't recognise it, it doesn't try to do anything with it.
Ah.
So then it sort of stays in the system and sort of like a ping pong ball racing around, just bouncing off things and not being eliminated properly. Okay. Body's recognising the chemo. Shelby and I did work on that the other day.
I forgot to take my temperature today, but I really don't think I had a temperature. I think it was just buggered.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't feel like a temperature, did I?
What, do you think you're sick?
No!
No. So why were you taking your temperature?
When you're taking chemotherapy, you're supposed to take your temperature night and morning to make sure you never get up to 38 degrees.
Oh,
If
okay.
you get up to 38 degrees, you've got to go to hospital immediately.
Right.
That
What
was-
other rules are there?
That was another thing I put in the paper, that until about 2 days, just before, the first stuff I already said, if you got over 38 degrees, whereas I eventually found out that it meant 38 degrees or above. So if you get to 38 degrees, you don't have to be 38.1. 38 is when you have to actually see the doctor. But it didn't say that. The first thing I read said, I just reckon I was just putting a bit of a thing about how all this stuff was so inaccurate. I might be a nitpicker, but I reckon there's not the only person that would think over 38 degrees means 38.1.
I would think that.
Or 30.01 or however they do temperatures.
Yep. Well, they should say over 37.99.
Well, but 38 or above was fine, but I didn't find that out right away. And I mean, there were just things like that I said the inaccuracies made it hard for you to feel confident about making decisions, I think, in favour.
Okay, nearly done. So hips still been playing up?
I had enough other things so that you just limp without noticing.
Yeah, so the femurs were both out again, but that's not a surprise with the lymph nodes being so congested.
Does that mean that you got lymph nodes congested so it pushes your bones out?
Well, there's only so much space in there. So when you're congested, then it can push on nerves.
You mean I need a shit?
No. No, lymph. There's more lymph in the body than there is blood.
Oh, right.
So when we are congested or inflamed, we're building up lymph around those body's tissues, and that can then push on other nerves and structures of the body. That's when the obvious thing is that we feel bloated or we feel like we've got fluid. We can't get our rings off, or our socks give us the sock lines, or, those sort of obvious little things.
I get them every so often.
Yeah, but you can actually have it around every single cell in the body and not even notice it. If the whole body is like inflamed and toxic, which...
If this doesn't improve soon, I'm just going to you have to have really, really soft stuff if you don't wear a neck that low.
Yeah.
I mean, that might improve.
I think that'll do for now, for this, and then we'll do some massage with whatever needs massage the most.
Okay.
Thanks for being so brave. Yeah. Like, out of 10, is that a 10 out of 10 when you accidentally press it?
No, most of the time it's probably about a 4
Okay.
or 5.
Yeah.
But having said that, and you usually, there's something there.
Yeah.
Is that visible? It's a lump.
Oh, yeah.
There's a few things like that which aren't in a position where you touch them, but you wear a necklace. You might wear it for 10 minutes. You put it on, and then by the time you leave home, you've got to take it off.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's hit something, and I mean, I don't know what that is. I think it might be where a stitch came out.
Yeah.
But there's all sorts of little things like that. It's a bit like I wasn't expecting
So
that.
the body isn't healing as fast as it should.
But that's not
Okay.
good to be.
No, that's cool. I'll check supplements for that. Thanks, everybody. Bye.